Hello guys! Today I wanted to show you something different. Since I was so stressed out with school, I wanted to do something fun. I got these two Breyer bodies really cheap on eBay. As you can see, they both have a broken leg, and the white horse also misses his mane and tail. Since the Pinto only needs his leg glued on, I will focus on the white horse. As a first step, to put the leg back in place. I used a hot glue gun and then covered the seam up with some epoxy sculpt. I used some water to smoothen it out into the plastic surface to make it look like it was never broken off. For the tail, I drill a hole into the hind quarter and then glue a wire into it. To get some volume, I used masking tape. It doesn't look pretty yet, but you can sure save some of the clay or epoxy and make sure the tail isn't too heavy. Next, you can cover the tail with epoxy. To make the tail more detailed, you can use small stripes. It already looks more like hair. Not really. Not gonna lie about that. Now use a toothpick or any other tool, dip it in some water and create more details. Take your time and let your tool slide down the clay. Be sure to always use a bit of water, otherwise you will get crumbles. Try to be really careful with loose hanging locks, otherwise they will break off. Happened to me a lot. Now do the same thing with the mane. First, thick locks and then adding more detail. You can have the mane flow freely at the bottom or have it smoothed out into the neck. The sculpting part is done, and from my first try I think it didn't look too bad. Now it's time to get out the paint. To make painting a lot easier, go ahead and cover the body in a white color. Of course you can use any other color for the base, but I wanted the horse to be gray, so white seems to be pretty fitting. I made this coat with watered down acrylic paint. Watering the paint down makes it more smooth and shows less brush streaks. It takes more layers and more time though, but it's worth it, trust me. For the white horse I use pastels. The first layer is black and I only put it on the back of the horse. If you don't have them, just use watered down acrylic paint. If you're satisfied so far, go ahead and seal it. This allows you to put another layer and thicken the colors. Put as many layers on the model as you want. It took me about 5 layers to make it good enough for me. To make it look more realistic, I make the shadow areas even more dark, for example in front of the chest. The pictures of the final steps were missing and I want to apologize for that. Really sorry. When painting the mane and tail, be sure to water the colors down and get everything covered. As you can see, I missed some tiny spots and they really stick out. Same thing for the mane. To add more realism, paint the mane in the color you want, in this case gray, and use just a tiny amount of a darker or lighter color and brush over it. I also mixed my gray with some brown. Makes it way more detailed and three-dimensional. For the stockings I went back to my white acrylic paint, covered the legs with it. I dry brushed it on the edge, so it was much smoother. This means you brush the paint with your dry brush. This makes it look a lot smoother. I painted the hoofs with a light brown, nothing special here. Now to the eyes. Paint the corner of the eyes white. Then choose the color you want, in my case blue. If you want more detail, paint around the blue, in this case with a darker blue. It's that extra touch of realism. The final step is to add a black spot for the pupil and a white tiny shiny spot. The Pinto was painted with acrylics. It was nothing special, but the acrylics were watered down a lot. It really looks better that way. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. I know it's not usual stuff on this channel, but I think it is a good thing to introduce more stuff. I think there's nothing wrong with introducing new stuff to my channel to keep it alive and exciting, so I think this is a good way to do it. If you have any ideas how I could improve, please let me know. I really appreciate your comments and your likes. And if you want to stay part in this channel, be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a nice day or night. And thank you very much.